Hello everyone and welcome back to another Writer's Workshop stream where today we are going to be working on sorry, my brain is completely fried right now. We're going to be working on book 2 again. Hey Sandy, nothing much. uh I did kind of just get back from the vet. My dog apparently is very sick. Apparently, she may actually have cancer in the bones, so that's kind of what I've been dealing with today. So hopefully my dog will get better, but hopefully we can take care of it before it's too late, but kind of crazy. Alright, so go ahead and scroll down. To the okay. I need to pull up my previous book because I can't remember if this character was married or engaged in the first book, so just give me 1 second. Let's see. Okay, so he was married. My microphone is picking up the tapping on my keyboard, isn't it? I'm gonna turn down the sensitivity. There we go. Hopefully that'll be better. Let's see. Let's see. Give me 1 second. I need to check something. Testing. Good. All right, it's working. Okay. This character that I'm writing about was also in book one, and he's gonna go through like a major growth of sorts in this book, and he's actually gone through like many different evolutions since I first created him. I think I found a way for him to be compelling and interesting. It's really the way that I kind of have him written, what I kind of have planned for him. It's I get a feeling people may not like him in the story, but by the end, I feel that he would have kind of won many people over because he kind of like he will kind of like present himself as kind of being a coward, I guess, but he's kind of has like a real kind of a real reaction to this what he's gonna be experiencing. But he by the end of the story, this character will kind of redeem himself in the end. At it starting in 10 minutes. The yeah, I'm actually gonna change something real quick. The Let's see. Let's see. Uh, I need to pull up my notes, my outline. I need to check something. Also, do I have run on sentence here? I suspect I do. That's fine. I need to pull up my notes. Okay. So this scene is gonna be tricky for me to write. Uh, Mainly because there's gonna be an important scene, but it's gonna be kind of tricky for me to write because it's people reading this may not like be immediately attached to these characters and may kind of think it's kind of like irrelevant. But these scenes will have a payoff by the end of the story. When I was drafting this story in grad school for my creative project, I had this scene, a draft of this scene written. Oh, that reminds me, do I still have that workshop? I don't know if I do. Oh god, do I still have that? Oh, if I do, then it's on my laptop. 1 second. Laptop's right here. Do I still have that? It's either on my laptop or it's on my flash drive, and I only have this one that I'm aware of. It, it. Hold on. I may have it on my laptop. I may have a draft of this chapter. Let's see. MA project files. Okay, so it's actually not here. Uh, M files? No, that's something else that's related to publishing. Where is it? I need to find. I know I have it somewhere. Because I did definitely draft this section in class. I just don't know what I did with it. Folders in. Oh, that's fine. I can just write it again. It sucks though. I could look at what I did because I did revise that a bit. Don't know what happened to it. I ended up scrapping this. I ended up like not including it in my story in my master's project because it wasn't really relevant because I wasn't able to kind of expand on that story. Because it wasn't really going to be relevant until later on after the draft, after my draft would have did. But I don't have it. It's somewhere, but I don't have it. All right. Oh, we're doing an ad break. Oops. I can continue writing. Apologies. I don't know when the ad started. I was really paying attention to chat. But there was an ad that was playing for 3 minutes, and unfortunately, did not notice it was coming up. The Give me 1 second. I realized there's something I forgot to do. So, uh, environment is really important for drafting a story, and I forgot to describe the environment of location. Uh, really important for the reader to be able to see on, rather than just about it. The oh fuck, what's that guy's name? I'm gonna have to Google this because I cannot remember what that guy's name is. Leonardo. Let's see. Actually, probably gonna wrap things up at 2 o'clock. So another 30 minutes. And I have a lot of stuff that I want to do today. see. Uh. I am. Excuse me. You gonna drink? Uh, okay. Uh. I think in my first draft of this, when I was in grad school, I had a scene where apparently Alice was in house arrest because she painted a mural of her husband Jacob on the side of a building that she lived in, and she was kind of like got in trouble with her landlord. So this is something I'm actually gonna change a bit. Because I think one of the problems that my classmates had when I was showing them this story is not only did it not seem that relevant to the thing because I haven't really had time to develop their characters and they would end up becoming important characters by the end of the story, but But uh I think that people just kind of had a problem with how it was kind of portraying Alice Lowe and how she was grieving husband. It also doesn't help that when I was drafting this in workshop, my classmates had no real connection with Jacob Lowe. They hadn't read my first book, and my first book wasn't even finished at the time. I don't even know if I've gone as far as Jacob like being seen by the reader at the time when I was drafting this for my grad school. I think the furthest I've gotten in book one was maybe about halfway through part two, and Jacob was portrayed as kind of like a stoic leader of sorts, but he kind of starts to get developed more as the story kind of goes on. But my classmates, obviously, they didn't read my first book because it wasn't finished and it wasn't published yet. Excuse me. So, they kind of had like, they didn't really like connect with Alice that well. You're gonna remove this. I'm just gonna look up something. Yeah, using that correctly. Let's see. Ad break is starting in 10 minutes. That was kind of funny. When I first was drafting the story, this how Alice was going to be written and how Georgie was going to be written was going to be very, very, very different to what they ended up by being written as. Initially, in the first draft of this story, Georgie wasn't actually going to be sort of like a playboy, I guess. He was actually going to be someone that was afraid of that didn't really know how to communicate with people that he was attracted to. As such, he wasn't he kind of spent like a lot of his time alone, and I decided like he was actually gonna try to like parody like an event that happened to a traumatic event that happened to me when I was a child, and to be perfectly honest here, in the initial draft before I kind of completely changed Georgie's character, Georgie was gonna try and flirt with Alice and actually try and assault Alice, and that was gonna be something that he a mistake that he would have to grapple with and would need to just try to like make things up with people that he affected over time. This actually kind of ties into like a traumatic event that happened to me. I'm gonna go too much into it, but I decided to change that, especially since I kind of made peace with what happened to me, and I was able to kind of forgive myself and those involved over what happened, and I was able to move on. And because I was able to move on, like Georgie's path completely changed. And honestly, I think that if I did write Georgie in that way, it'll be very, very, very difficult for me to write him in a way where he is kind of liked by the reader. I feel like that if I were to continue to write him in that way, most people would hate him. Let's see. Actually, I don't know. I'm actually gonna Google this because I'm honestly not sure this the eye color and hair color song is just related. Okay, so it looks like green eyes is actually like a really rare thing. So I was gonna have her have brown hair, and green eyes would actually be common with brown hair, but it's actually be rare with brown hair, but is actually never seen in with red hair. So yeah, brown hair and green eyes could work. Did have to Google it because I don't know about science. At the starting 1 minute 25 seconds. Excuse me. 1 second. Okay. No, just sending a text. I'm actually gonna call it here. There's some things I need to look into with this. Probably by when we stream this again next Thursday. We're gonna be finishing this thing and actually getting work on the next two sections, which is actually already written. I just need to make some slight changes to them. But I actually need to like end the thing here. Like I'm so distracted right now. So I am going to end the stream. I'm not even really gonna do the wrap up thing. Just gonna go ahead and end the stream here. I thank you guys for watching.